Welcome to ScoreAide. We are going to be looking at solving one-step equations, linear equations. The general form of a linear equation is y equal to mx plus c. Y represent the y coordinates, of course. X represent the x coordinates. M represent the gradient. And c represent the y-intercept. That is when x is equal to 0. Y is equal to c. One-step equation requires only one operations to solve. For example, you have y plus 2 is equal to 3. So this requires for you just to subtract 2 on both sides and you will have the value of y there. Use inverse operations to isolate variables like we just did there. If you have something like 2x is equal to 4, the inverse, you see that if you want to isolate x, which is the variable here, what is stopping us from isolating x is 2 that is multiplied to x. So the inverse of 2, the inverse of multiplication, is division. So we have to divide both sides of the equation by 2. And always make sure that whatsoever is happening on the other side, you are also performing the same operation on the other side, because it needs to be a balance, right? It needs to be a balance. For a pivot to be balanced, you have a 14 kilogram chai here. And for this pivot to be balanced, you also need a 14 kilogram chai here. Let us take, for instance, that this chai was originally maybe 10 kilograms, right? And was carrying some weight of 4 kilograms before she could level up that pivot. Then she dropped this weight. What will happen? You see the pivot go down like that, right? Because this try this way is heavier than this other one, so the pivot will kind of like go right up. For you to balance the pivot, this try this way need to lose some weight. The try needs to lose 4 kilograms. So you notice that when you subtract 4 kilograms this way, you must also subtract 4 kilograms this way. Maybe the child needs to pee. Maybe they need to defecate or anything to remove to lose the 4 kilograms, right? For the pivot we balance. So you always need to make sure that whatsoever you are doing on one side of the equation, you are doing on the other side of the equation. That is very important. And always make sure that you check your work, right? Always check your work. So let's look at some common mistakes that students do when they are solving equations concerning linear equations on their ATI TEAS exam. They forget to apply the operations on both sides, right? If you have 2y plus 4 is equal to 5, and then you say you subtract 4 on both sides. And then when you're writing these down, you just say 2y is equal to 5 without subtracting this. So you will definitely fail that problem, right? So always make sure you are applying the operations on both sides using the wrong inverse operations, right? Sometimes you might have something like 2 over 3x is equal to 4, right? And some students might not be able to perform this, but what you need to do is multiply times 3 times 2 times 3 times 2, right? You see that this will cancel this and make all of this 1. And then you focus on this other side. So you see that x in this case is just going to be 6, right? So always make sure that you perform these operations correctly. Some people forget to include the negative sign, right? You solve a problem, you have negative 2x is equal to 2. You have divided both sides by negative 2, and then you just say x is equal to 1. Forgetting the minus sign there, right? Always check your answer. Always stop and check if your answer is correct. Now let's go ahead and look at some practice problems involving what we just talked about. We have solve for x. So we have x minus 2 over 3 is equal to 5 over 3, right? So for us to solve this problem, you notice that we need to isolate x, right? So what is only negative 2 over 3 that is making x not standing alone. So we have to make sure that we do away with negative 2 over 3. So how do we do away with negative 2 over 3? We need to look at the inverse operation, right? What is the inverse of this operation? Is addition. The inverse of negative is addition. So we need to add 2 over 3 to both sides of the equation, right? And when you do that, you will notice that this will become 0. That is what we all want, right? We want that to become 0 so that finally x can be isolated. This one is equal to, now we now have 5 over 3 plus 2 over 3 this way. So this finally is equal to, so since the denominator is the same, we just, the RSM is just going to be 3 because it's the same denominator. So we have 5 plus 2 over 3, which is equal to 7 over 3, right? So you see that the answer here is B. Perfect. Let's go ahead and look at this other problem. So solve for x. So we have 3x over 4 is equal to 6. So you notice that what is the operation in this equation? The operation is multiplication. It's multiplication, and the inverse of multiplication is division, right? And then we have multiplication and fraction, right? We have multiplication and fraction there. So fraction is very important, especially when you want to solve these problems, right? Fraction is very important. Make sure that if you have a over b equal to c, for you to make this a over b1, make sure that you invert the multiplication. It becomes b over a times a over b is equal to 1, right? So make sure that you invert that multiplication. In this case, we will bring 4 up and 3 down. 4 up, 3 down, right? So we have not changed anything. We apply this on the left hand side, and we also applied the same thing on the right hand side. So we have not really changed anything. Now, with that in effect, this become 1, and we just have x is equal to, so you see that 3 cancel, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 4 is going to give us 8. So you see that our answer here is C, right? This is not too complicated. Follow the steps and you will always arrive at the answer. Let's look at some more problems. So question 3, solve for x. 4x plus 6 is equal to 22. So in this case, we notice that we have how many terms, right? We have 1 term, 2 term, and the 3rd term. So you always need to eliminate a term that doesn't have x, right? First, eliminate a term that doesn't have x first. So this term doesn't have x. So we have to eliminate that term that doesn't have x. So what is the operation on that term? It's positive. So the inverse of positive is negative 6. So we do, when you apply negative 6 on the left hand side, do the same on the right hand side. So you see that this becomes 0, right? And then we are just left with 4x is equal to 22 minus 6 is going to give us 16, right? Now we are here. We have 1 term on the left hand side and 1 term on the right hand side. Now, what is stopping x on the left hand side from being alone is 4 multiplied to x. Now the inverse of multiplication is division. So we divide 4 and we divide this way by 4, right? So it implies that x now will become 4 because 16 over 4 is 4. That is why the answer is going to be B. Perfect. Let's solve for x in this equation, in this question 4. So they have x over 3 minus 2 is equal to 4, right? Now look at it. It's very easy to do this, right? We have how many terms? We have how many terms? We have one term, two term, and a third term, right? Now, this is the term that include x. This term has x, so we have to eliminate this one first. We have to eliminate that one first. So how do we eliminate it? What is the operation attached to 2? It's negative, right? Subtraction. So the inverse of subtraction is going to be positive. So we have to add 2 on both sides, right? So that it's balanced. We have not changed anything. So doing that, this becomes 0. Then we are just left with x divided by 3 is equal to 4 plus 2 is going to give us 6, right? Now we now have one term on one side and one term on the other side. Now on the left hand side, we have x divided by 3. So for us, division, of course, the opposite of division is multiplication. So we have to multiply both sides by 3 by 3, right? The opposite of division is multiplication. So multiplying both sides by 3, you see that this one cancels that, and we are just left with x is equal to 6 times 3 is going to give us 18. That is why the answer here is going to be C. Perfect, right? Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and look at question 5. So for x, so this is now, we have now a parenthesis. Now, for us to, of course, this is one term and this is one term, but that is a parenthesis. We have to first of all deal with the parenthesis first. You know, both mass, brackets, powers, division, multiplication, addition, then subtraction. That is the order of operation, right? Now, multiplying bracket, use what is outside the bracket to multiply all what is inside the bracket. What do we mean by this? 5 is outside the bracket, 5 will multiply x, and 5 will also multiply -1, right? So let's set that up. So 5 will multiply x minus 5 multiply 1. So this is a distributive law, right? So equal to 20. Now let's simplify that. 5 times x is just 5x minus 5, which is equal to 20. Now we have two terms on the left hand side and one term on the right hand side. Now we have to eliminate a term that doesn't have x, which is -5. We eliminate it by adding 5 on both sides, right? So we are left here with 5x is equal to 25. So this means that 5 multiplied to x, right? We have to divide because the opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide both sides by 5. You already know the answer is equal to 5. So the answer here will be C. A nurse has X syringes. After using 8 syringes, 14 remain. Which equation represents this situation? So a nurse has a total of X syringes, right? After using, so using will mean subtraction. After using 8 of them, the result is 14. What's remaining, right? If we want to solve this problem, so you will just have to add it. Well, let's see what this person was having originally. So it would have been 22, right? So x would have been 22, but the right answer is going to be B, right? Perfect. Let me know if you have any questions. Solve this question and let me know the answer in the comment section. Solve this question. 4x over 7 is equal to 28.